So today we would be solving LeetCode question number 2375, and that is construct smallest number from di string. And what is a di string? Decreasing and increasing order string. Okay. So we are given with a string that is marked with I and D. If it is marked with I, then the question says that the next element, the very next element should always be greater than the previous element. That is, if numset, if a pattern at I is I, then numset I should always be less than numset I plus 1. That is the case of ascending order. And if pattern at I is D, then we know that that is the case of descending order, and at that moment numset I should always be greater than numset I plus 1, and it wants a strictly decreasing or a strictly increasing fashion. So the numbers would always be distinct. That means that there cannot be more than 9 number of elements in a string. So far so good. Like, and the like here DDD, so it went for some possible values of, it should be one more D. Yeah, it should, here should be one more D, otherwise this is wrong. Yeah, but in this case, as we can see, triple I D I triple D, we have got 1 2 3 5 4 9 8 7 and 6. So 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, I think you are given 0 index I, and at 0 index num set I is, acha, nums of length, acha, we need to create a num a string of length n plus 1. Okay, okay, we need to create an n plus 1 length string. That is the case. Okay, then that is good. Yeah, so yeah, that is good. So how are we going to do this? To do this with backtracking, I know that at some moment I would be storing my constructed string in some or the other string, so that let that be string s is equals to empty. Yeah, I know the characters would always be distinct, so after using a single character I need to make sure that I am not reusing it, so I need to mark it. For marking it I need a visited array. So I would be saying vector of what, vector of mm, int, yeah, and each element is from 1 up till 9, so the vector of int visited of size 10, that makes it indexes up till 9. Okay, and initially all of them would be 0, that is no one is visited. After that I would be calling my function, I would be calling my answer function. I would be passing my pattern. I would be passing my visited array. I would be passing some or the other indexes for traversing my string pattern. Okay, and up till I think that is good. Visited is done, I is done, and pattern is done. Nothing more to see. If we just go, yeah, let us see if we require some more things, we would be answering it. We all know that the most lengthiest or the most uh, we need to return the smallest. So we know that the largest string that would form, the largest string that would be formed is will always be string resultant is equals to 987654321. Okay, this would always be the largest string that would be formed. Let us now create our answer, void answer. Okay, that is taking our string of pattern, string ampersand pattern and pattern. After that, this is taking our vector of int ampersand visited, and after that int I, that is our index. And I think if we are just iterating string s, yeah, we have not passed our string s, string s, yeah, string s, yeah. our s would also be passed for storing the created string up till now. So how do we go about it? First of all, I know that we are always going to add a number extra. Okay, add a character extra, whatever might be the size, so one character would always be extra. Initially I'll be passing my I as -1, so that my first character always remains extra, and the rest would always be in accordance to the IIND present there. So if I is equals to -1, yeah, then I would be saying please do iterate from for int I is equals to 1 up till I is less than equal to 9 and I plus plus. And what are you going to do is please please check if visited at I is not equal to 0, is not, if it is equals to 0, then only please go ahead and what you shall do, you shall just say visited at I 1 and string s dot push back um, the character version of this one. Okay, the character version, so we would be saying um, I uh, I plus character 0. Is that it? Yeah, we can do it that way also. Yeah, so after that if we just push back I and character 0, is that so? Is that it is going to convert, I think, I plus character 0. Yeah, that will convert it. Yeah, let us see answer. Then I passed pattern and then a visited array again, and then I plus 1 going ahead, and then our string is as it is. Yeah, after doing all this, what we need to do, unmark visited at I is equals to 0 and s dot pop back. Okay, whatever you did. Now after you have chosen your first element, let us move ahead. Else, or uh, if I is greater than -1, if I is equals to -1, or I think it should be else that is I, our I is not -1, so we moved ahead. And what are we gonna do is that if now if and we shall say uh, if pattern at I is equals to D. Okay, then you please do all these things again. Just some minor changes would be there. This thing, okay, you did this thing, and if pattern at I is D, else copy this, else you are also going to do the same thing, but that would be something different. Okay, now what shall we do? Shall we iterate from I is equals to 1? No. So we know that our pattern at I is currently D, so we should always have the I plus 1, the I plus 1th element lesser than our current element. Okay, so if my current element is D, so that means this D should always be less than the previous element in my I. So int, let us take our starting index as 1 minus the last element in my string s. Okay, so string s, what is string s? S, what is the last element? S at s dot length -1. That is the last character, and for changing it into number I will just do this. and I would be iterating from t minus 1 up till I is greater than equal to 1, because I need a decrement value, because this would be the case of descending order. Okay, again we checked if visited at I is 0, then pushed back, else. The rest remains the same. Now again int t is equals to, and let us just copy this. For ascending order, I want my next value to always be greater than my previous value. So here is the character or the integer value of the last element. For this, I would be iterating from t plus 1 greater than the last value up till yeah, less than equal to 9. That was correct. That was correct. And not 99, and I plus plus. And yeah, and the last check that needs to be there if uh, I is equals to, our base case, if I is equals to pattern dot length, then what we need to do, then we need to check if uh, s is less than res. If s is less than res, then please do res is equals to s and return these are the changes. And at last, after doing this, I would be returning my res, whatever might be the case. And yeah, that is it. I think we are good to go. Yeah, I think if I just submit this, okay, yeah, so that would not be I. Initially we know that we will be passing -1 because we need a character extra. So at the starting moment I would not be treating my 0th index, that would always be one character extra. I will be choosing my that extra character. For that corresponding extra character I would be iterating I or D, either I or either D, and then iterating over the whole of the pattern string, and then checking if it is D, then I would be saying the next character would always be, okay, yeah, we have received an error. So why? Expected. Yeah. Visited at I is equals to 0. Visited at I is equals to 0. Then what we need to do? Okay, we did this. If pattern at dot length, if I is equals to -1, else if our I was not -1, if our I was not -1, then what to do? Okay, yeah, yeah. We iterated over I again, and I think that took the case of this I. We should just change the variable value or variable name for this. Let us just not treat this as I, let us treat this as J, and that would make it. Yeah, I hope that is the way out, because there are no issues other than this. J, J, and J. Visited at J should be true, not I. J, visited at visited at J should be true, not I. Visited at J. Okay, there is a mistake, and we need to, yeah, that is I plus 1, J, J and J, 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 J and J. That is right. Here again we go J, 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 and that is correct. Pattern at I, not okay. Okay, sorry. And visited at J. Now here also visited at J, not I. Here it should be J, and here it also should be J, and that is it. That is it. That solves it. I think, yeah, yeah, that is it, and that is accepted, and that will be submitted. Yeah, that is submitted. Yeah. So I think the logic was clear. What are we doing is that if it is currently I, then our next characters would always be uh, less than oh sorry, if it is I, then our current character would always be greater than my last character. Okay, because it is I. And if it is a D, then my current character would always be less than my previous character. That is only the case, and that is only what we are doing. If it is my first character, then I would always be taking some random value, and in accordance to that random value I would be seeing the I and D. Okay, that is it. And yeah, I think the discussion was okay, and the logic was clear. If you have any doubts, please do comment down in the comment section, and we'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye.